let's just get into it. The Arknights Endfield Gacha system is causing tons of drama, tons of confusion. It's very convoluted. It does not need to be this complicated, and it's a game. It's a situation where it could potentially be good, and all these other things. But I truly believe this is going to punish casual players and punish whales. And I don't really particularly care about punishing whales, if you want me to be honest with you, but I feel like by punishing casuals, this whole, in theory, this gacha system's really good if you just save Omega Lull, is just going to wind up being a net negative. So let's talk about it. Let's break this down. And again, the fact that there's multiple different videos, multiple different sources, so many people saying completely different things shows that the gacha system is too stupid. It is too convoluted. There's no reason for it. I'm going to open a paint real quick. I want to break this down as simple as I possibly can, right? So for characters, this is characters only, because the weapon banner is actually pretty solid. Character banners, you are going to get this, characters. You have two types of pity, okay? I'm going to zoom in here just because it's a little low, and here I'll use a brighter color. You have 80 pity equals 1 6-star. Now, this is not guaranteed to be the rate up 6-star. So for example, if I were to go back over here, let's say you're rolling for this person, at 80 pulls, you're not guaranteed to get the rate up unit. You can get either one of these two other limited units or a standard character. Now, this system in itself is actually pretty cool. I'll break this down a little bit more as well. But so that is where the 50-50 comes into play. People call this the 50-50. It is not the conventional 50-50 from a Hoyo game as you think, but whatever. At 120 pity, so 120 equals rate up 6-star. Rate up 6-star. So you are able to get that character with at 120, and that sounds really good, right? Because in comparison, Hoyoverse would be 180, I think, 90 plus 90. Wuwa might be 160, right? The problem lies a couple things. These banners will be 15 days. Now, you could say, well, Ethan, a 15-day banner is not that big of a deal because this character, you can then potentially lose a 50-50 to them in the next subsequent two banners, right? Sure. You could lose a 50-50 to them, or you could lose to the equivalent of Himiko 55 times. You never know. You don't know, right? But the biggest issue that I'm seeing is this. This 120 to guarantee a 5-star does not carry over to the next banner. And this is the biggest problem with the game, and it's what's going to kill it for a lot of casuals. So let's look at this Reddit thread. If you don't get a 6-star pull before 80 pity, that carries over. So if I were to pull 62 times, I used 62 pulls before 80, I did not get a 5-star yet. For whatever reason, no 5-star. This will carry over. Your next banner, you will be able to use your 18 pulls. Next banner, use 18 pulls for 1 6-star, not guaranteed. Fine. I probably spelled guaranteed wrong. I don't really care. That's not an issue. That's cool with me. The 120 guarantee does not carry over. So, if I use 110 pulls, banner expires, you now need, if you lose your 50-50, if lose 50-50, it's another 120 for rate up character. Guarantee. This is dog shit. There's no other way to put it. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you say, well, Ethan, casual players, they need to know this is not Hoyoverse. They need to hold 120 pulls, otherwise they better not pull at all. Why are people playing gacha games? Why are you playing a gacha game? It's free, right? It's free. Also, great. But you get that dopamine. You get that effect from pulling. And what this does is tries to milk you for every single dollar that you have, which, of course, a business is going to do. But if you're at 110 pulls, or let's say 80 or 90, or whatever the number may be, they'll be like, oh, there's not enough content for me to grind. I can't get the last 10 pulls. I don't have enough time. Okay, I need to swipe. If I want to get this character and secure them now, I have to swipe. There's nothing about it. You swipe or you lose that guarantee. That's complete trash. Complete straight up garbage. Let's look at the Reddit. For example, if you're at 0 pity, you pull 60 times, you don't get a 6-star and call it quits for the next banner, your pity is 60 out of 120. Your guarantee counter, 60 out of 120. The pity carries over to the next banner, but the guarantee does not. So on the next banner, it would look like this. Pity is 60 out of 80. Guarantee counter is 0 out of 120. So don't pull until you have 120 pulls, right? And you could say, well, you don't know about the pull income. Ethan, it could be that they give you like 200 pulls in the first patch, 220 in the second patch, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. I, as a person who have played multiple gacha games before, and understand that they could have easily went with the Arknights model of gacha and made it way more user-friendly. They're clearly doing this because they want to make money, and that's fine. Genshin did it with the Honkai, right? Honkai Impact 3rd had a better gacha system. Genshin Impact, worse gacha system. PGR, better gacha system. WoWo, worse gacha system. Of course, they're trying to make money. The production costs are higher, etc., etc. But why would I trust a gacha company to give me enough currency for this? Why are you going to sit there and be like, I don't know, it might be good. Okay, what if it's good for 4 months? And then what happens after that? You're fucked. What if a casual player just wants to pull? He wants to build pity. Building pity is a myth. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I do. But people do it. Tons of people do it. Only the people who are on YouTube and watching guides and Twitch is maybe less than 10% of the player base. This is strictly there just to milk you out of money. That's it. That's it. You could think it sounds better, but in practice, this is going to fuck over so many players that will not want to play the game after. If they log into this game and they see that they did 100 pulls and that only an 80 of those pity carried over for the 5-star, but they don't have a guarantee, why the fuck would they want to play this game? A genuine question. I don't understand. And the 15-day timer, again, I understand, this concept is really fucking cool. And I really am a big fan of this concept. I absolutely am. But the guarantee not carrying over kills any excitement for me. Now, there's something in this video. Shout out to It's Senpai. Very great video. I think everyone should go watch. Where they have a mode, or not a mode, a specific reward where it says you are able to get a free 10 pull for the next banner, which makes no sense to me. I don't know why that happens. So hold on, let me see if I could find this. Bear with me one moment. Right here again, I need everyone to go watch this video. Great video, Headhunting Dossier. So you get, if you do 60 pulls on a banner, you're guaranteed to get a free 10 on the next banner. Watch this.
The featured banner, and that free 10 pull can only be used in the next chatted banner. So that means if I do 60 pulls on Leviting's banner, I'll get free 10 pulls, but those free 10 pulls can only be used on the second banner, which is this one right here, where this character will be featured on that banner. And that's where it doesn't actually make that much sense to me, because why not give that free 10 pull on the current banner to help me get the character that I want very early, because I might not even like this character that is being featured on the second chatted banner. If you're a whale or a dolphin, the game will reward you with a free duplicate.
Yeah, so they have the star system. So the point is, this is just for you to, they want you to spend on that banner so you can get that little discount on the next one. But, if you get unlucky and you don't have enough currency, the game doesn't give you enough to use, you're fucked. It's stupid. Why is this like this? Someone's like, oh, but they have a star system. After 240 pulls, you'll get that character. You want me to be excited for this? You want me to be excited for a 0.8% drop rate on a 6-star? I'm sorry, I can't. There is genuinely things here that could be really great. You look at something like Hoyo or Wuwa. It doesn't matter. You can pick which one you want, right? In my Hoyo game, if I go to Genshin, 78 pulls, lose 50-50, right? I lose my 50-50, I get my Chi-Chi. Now, you have the possibility of going all the way next, all the way to 90 to lose again. Or to get your guarantee. But in my next 10 pulls, I could win. I could win an Al-Haytham because I'm gay. I like men, right? You don't really... 6-7. I'm going to be real with you. That you lose this completely after the 15-day period. That's fucking absurd. That is. I'm sorry. I don't care. You can't cut this any other way to make this seem not absurd. I don't care about the dodge. I don't care about the fucking stamina bullshit, the factory shits, whatever. I don't care about the slow tutorial. The gameplay of this game looks so phenomenal. It looks so great. It seems like bosses have genuine, real mechanics that are interactive and actually worth doing. And then they spoil it with this shit. For me. And I think a lot of people will be spoiled with this if they don't change this. This is extremely convoluted. There's no reason for this to happen like this way at all. Not in the slightest. Now, the weapon banner gacha, not too bad. I'll be real with you. The weapon banner gacha, you obtain currency of the weapon banner, to my understanding, by doing pulls on any banner, whether it's standard or non-standard. And so for this, you're technically not paying money on top of the weapon. So you could counter it and say, well, Ethan, I'd rather have this where, know I have to spend money within the 15 days so I don't have to spend the weapon. Let me ask you a question. Why not just have both? They're going to make money. They got money. Why is this a give and pull? This is the reason why these games don't fucking change. It's because this fucking dumb shilling of motherfuckers sucking the dick of anything of a video game that they enjoy. You can have the weapon banner system right now that they're going to implement where you will get pulls by getting leftover currency from the standard banner and the character banners and still have a guarantee rollover. It doesn't need to be a if or but. Fucking simple. And if you think otherwise, I think you're silly. I'm sorry. This could be the greatest game ever. It could have the best combat, the best anything. I will not sit down and be like, Arknights is a pretty good game. Everyone loves it. It's amazing. I believe they're going to give me as much currency as possible so I can come and I'll get 2 guarantees in 15 weeks. I'm not going to sit here and do that shit. It's a fucking gacha game. They're going to make money off you. They're going to fucking give you an abundance of currency on the launch. They'll give you an abundance of currency the second and third month, and then they're going to fucking rip it away, and then you're going to feel like an asshole, and people are going to stop fucking playing because they used 100 pulls for a character, 110 pulls. Come to find out, the guarantee is gone. So it's wasted currency. Devs, fix this shit. I'm telling you right now, you will scare away the casuals, and a game made for everyone's not a game for someone. Yeah, but the casuals and the whales are going to be what's going to fucking help you, right? So, listen, man, it is what it is. These are my thoughts, and I love you guys. Go watch out the new World of Warcraft video coming out later tonight. I'm out this bitch. Mwah.